Okay, so the recording that you are about to hear is actually the audio from a TikTok video I made in response to a comment that I got on another video. I'll link the original video in the description as well as my TikTok if you're interested in just checking that out. And the question or the comment that I got was, how do I live more in the present? And I really like the way that I describe presence in this video specifically. So I thought, why don't I just take this video and get the audio from it, extract the audio from it, and upload it on YouTube and the podcast and just have it there so people can listen to it. And yeah, that's really it. So I hope you get some value from this. If you did, let me know. And yeah, here's the audio. So this is one of, if not my favorite topic to talk about. I love getting comments like this, and I love going into depth on this kind of stuff because it genuinely lights my heart on fire. I love talking about how to live more presently, living more presently, because the amount of positivity that I've noticed in every single area of my life just from incorporating more presence into my life, it's wild. So this video is probably going to be a little bit long. If you're interested in learning how to live more presently, I'm just going to talk from the heart and speak about things that have helped me. Hopefully this inspires you. And yeah, let's get into it. Presence simply means the part of you that is awake right now. Your senses, your breathing, the stream of awareness that notices the sights, sounds, sensations, and thoughts as they happen. Everything we truly experience arrives through that moment-to-moment awareness. Your memories of the past, your plans for the future, only exist as present thoughts. In that sense, presence is the only place that life truly happens. Your life is, all of our lives, is a series of just different present moments. A series of present moments being noticed. Most people assume that the present moment is just what's happening in front of them, and of course there's truth to that, but what's happening moment to moment is constantly changing. What never changes is that it's always the now. When you stop identifying with the very busy thoughts that just continuously go on in our heads, the restless thoughts that go on in our heads, and we learn to get quiet and present and still, you turn your attention to what is here. There's a peace that arises internally. There's a spaciousness that you'll start to feel that's not created by the mind. And a lot of people, like spiritual guru people, will tell you that when your heart is open and your mind is quiet and that peace arises, that is your connection to the divine. That is your connection to God. And the more present you become, you will notice that the words that you speak, the actions that you do, your behavior, it all gets imbued with this light energy, this peaceful energy. And when you think about it, that's like a beautiful place to operate from. When you feel connected to something greater and higher than yourself, and you feel grounded and centered, and you let that energy just, flow out of you and just guide you in life. Practically speaking, this is why when you do things from presence, like while being present, everything just becomes a little bit lighter, more effective, and you'll feel better doing it. There's clarity associated with what you do. Like you just start to move with a little bit more intention. You start articulating yourself better, and people can feel that energy. Like people throw around the word aura. Like your aura is like insane when you operate from a state of presence. And people can genuinely feel that energy. Like when you are present and grounded and centered and you walk into a room, people are able to feel that energy. Now, let me just take a step back for a second. If you think about the world that we live in today, most people live on autopilot. We are conditioned to run on autopilot. We have routines, we have obligations, we have responsibilities and duties and things that we need to do throughout the day. And most of us, we're just stuck in our head all day long. We're thinking about the things that we have to do. We're thinking about all of our responsibilities. Maybe we're thinking about the past and mistakes that we made in the past. We're regretting certain things that we did in the past. Or we're thinking about the future. We're thinking about where it is we'd rather be. We're thinking about things that we need to do in the future. Maybe some of us are looking forward to the future, but our mind is still not where it is we are presently, where it is we are right now. Maybe we're anxious about what's to come in the future. The mind is running nonstop. And when the mind is running nonstop, there's no place for us to be present. You lose contact with the present moment when you're identified solely with what's going on up here. So this is where learning how to be present actually comes in. So when I talk about practicing presence, for example, a very normal question to ask is, how are we able to practice presence if presence is the only thing that we experience? Because like I said, the only thing that we ever experience is the now. So how are we truly able to practice something that is now always? And this is the important paradox. Presence isn't an object you can capture. It's the background in which everything occurs, everything appears. So practicing presence is training your attention to rest in that background more often. It's like training a muscle. You repeatedly return your attention from distraction and mind identification to the present, to the now. And each time you return back to that background, it strengthens the habit of you being aware and awake. The practice isn't making presence happen because, again, presence is always available to us. It's just noticing when you are not present and gently just returning back to it. You can tap into being present whenever it is you want. You always have access to it. We always have access to this. It doesn't matter how loud your thoughts get or how identified you are with your thoughts. The present moment is always in the background. So practically speaking, how are we able to tap more into that background presence? I've made many videos talking about this, and I will continue to do so because, again, I'm very passionate about this. But meditation, in my eyes, is one of the best ways to do this. I will put on the screen here a few longer videos I've made, or podcast videos, YouTube videos, going into depth on this subject, meditation specifically. Those may help. So with a practice like meditation, instead of entering your meditation expecting that you're going to get some benefit from it, in my eyes, meditation is just about simply learning how to be, not trying to remove any thought that you have, just trying to be still and in the moment and be with whatever thought comes up. It's just about training yourself to kind of connect with that background where presence truly is. You notice when the mind is wandering and you're going down certain rabbit holes of thought, and then you're just able to take a deep breath and bring yourself back. With meditation, something that I do is I choose my breath, for example, to be my anchor, so to speak. So my breath is my anchor, and whenever I notice my mind wander, I gently bring myself back to my anchor, which is my breath. A lot of people use sound for this. Maybe there's like a mantra or something you repeat to yourself, and that's your anchor. Over time, what meditation does is it trains you to detect being on autopilot faster. And your ability to operate from a present state of being is amplified just as you're going throughout the course of your day. When your mind starts to wander, you're thinking about the past, you're thinking about the future, because you have this reservoir built up of presence from your meditation, you're just able to tap back into that throughout the day. And it's an amazing practice. Even doing it 5 to 10 minutes every single day can help build up that reservoir. You remind yourself of your anchor, like returning back to your breath. You're able to take a deep breath throughout the course of your day and then go about the rest of your day with this sense of presence rather than being identified with your thoughts. Ultimately, it's just about reminding yourself, in my opinion, that presence is the only thing that we experience. And it's always there. It's always in the background. So whenever you get caught up in thought, whenever you're thinking about the past, you're thinking about the future, you start stressing out, you start comparing yourself, knowing that you can take a deep breath and return back to presence and come back to the now and have your mind just be still, knowing that you have access to that is very liberating. To live more in the present, start by noticing when you are not. When your mind is going off in a million different directions and you're thinking about the past or thinking about the future, bring yourself back to the now. Actually tell yourself to pause and take a deep breath and bring your attention to what is happening in front of you. I think a good place to start is setting the intention that today you are going to be a little bit more present with whatever it is you do, with whoever it is you interact with, and take a few deep breaths and remember to pause throughout the course of your day and bring yourself back to your center. Bring yourself back to your anchor. Maybe it's your breath. And if you feel this sense of calm, this sense of peace internally, and you no longer notice yourself like go down the rabbit hole of thought, thinking about the past, thinking about the future, and you start to feel this peace and certainty and clarity internally, that's when you know that you're present. And allow that to just carry you throughout the course of your day. Notice where that presence takes you. Start to hear your intuition a little bit clearer. And that's a great place to operate from. So I'm gonna link a few videos that I've made on the screen talking about this. If you're interested, you can listen to those videos and maybe that'll help even more. But I love talking about this. I'm gonna make more videos talking about this. But just whenever you notice you aren't present, always know that just by taking a deep breath, calming yourself down, you're always able to return back to a present state of being. It's always in the background. So I genuinely hope that this helps. And if you have any questions, I'm more than happy to continue to talk about this.